Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a question on my mind, as well as probably every single other Giants fan in the nation, and that is, what the fuck happened to the New York Giants? Now, I've been wanting to make a video on this team for quite some time, but I figured, maybe I'll let it run out. Maybe I see what happens. Maybe I'll wait till when the season's almost over, but no, I gotta make a video now. They're 2-8. This year at this time we were 7-3. And I am just disgusted at what I'm seeing on TV every week. We're getting embarrassed on national television. We're getting clowned by every other team we play. And it is quite frankly disgusting. And I don't know how much more I can watch of it. But I'm going to begin talking about sort of the coaching staff. We're going to go down the tree of everything that needs to get fucking fixed for this team. Starting with number one, me personally, I was never a fan of Mike Kafka when we hired him, and I still am not. I think he gets the boot this offseason, and he needs to go as I don't know what plays he's calling. I mean, 4th and 2, and you're gonna run instead of throwing the ball. I mean, it's been like this for weeks, where the play calling has just been so stupid. And I mean, I think I could do a better job as the offensive coordinator at this point. I mean, there's no excuse for what's going on. I'm gonna talk about another coach now, Thomas McGaughey. I probably butchered that name, but he is our special teams coordinator, and man, he needs to get the boot too. The special teams is horrible. I mean, both these coaches need to go to start off this rebuild, which I thought we had. I thought we had a rebuild. I mean, so many years of losing, and we finally made the playoffs next year. I thought the rebuild was nearing the end, but we're back at stage one. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. The Giants also need to fire Bobby Johnson, their offensive line coach, as, let's be honest, the offensive line has sucked since post Super Bowl 46, and it has never been good since, and it's fucking horrible. You know, Dable and Shane brought in their Buffalo connection with Bobby Johnson, but he's fucking horrible. He needs to go to improve the O-line, in my opinion, and we find someone new. Something also I need to talk about that I don't see a lot of people talking about, that could be wrong, I'm just going to state it, are whoever our conditioning coach is. I don't know that person off the top of my head, but whoever our conditioning coach needs to go as well. It seems like every week there's a million players getting injured on the Giants. I'm not just saying that for the Giants specifically. There's plenty of injuries around the league, but I feel like the Giants are just so injured every year. I don't know who's the conditioning coach, but I mean, man, they need to go. I mean, some people are going to say it's MetLife turf, but even when they're not MetLife, there's a million people getting injured. So some people may agree with me on that one, some people may not, but I think the conditioning coach needs to change as well. Now, I've seen this narrative all over Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever, that Dable's job might be in jeopardy, and I am completely against that. I mean, we saw what Brian Dable could do last year, bringing a practice squad to the playoffs. And unfortunately, he's dealt with more injuries this year, which is why I feel like we're a main reason why we're here now. And of course, Daniel Jones regressed and got injured. Andrew Thomas was out since week 1. Saquon missed 3 games. I mean, star players just go down, key players just go down. So Brian Dable's not to blame entirely. I mean, there's some aspects like that Jets game where he knew Graham Gano was hurt and still called a field goal. I mean, that's kind of a stupid play. I mean, there's some aspects where he could get better, but his job should not be lost over this. I think he's our coach for the future. Getting into draft talk, Caleb Williams, I am personally not a fan. He's a good quarterback, obviously. I mean, USC's defense is horrific, so it makes him look worse than he is. But I just feel like Caleb Williams is too much of a diva, in my opinion. and he's too full of himself. I mean, he wants to own part of whatever team he gets drafted to, which is just you're a rookie, bro. You're not like you're not a tenured player. I mean, there's no need for that. I feel like he's just too diva-like. What I personally think the Giants should do with their first pick is either take a wide receiver or offensive tackle. That is strongly criticized. Everyone's saying Giants need to go quarterback. I mean, I wouldn't mind Drake May personally, but I think the Giants should go receiver or offensive tackle because we definitely need a receiver and we need an offensive line, better offensive line. And I say we take like a quarterback in the second round, take Michael Penix or another quarterback in the second round that we get the pick we got from the Seahawks. But I think in the long run it might pay off for the Giants to take a receiver or a tackle. I mean, I could definitely see why people are saying quarterback, but you can always find a quarterback in like a later round. Look at Sam Howell. I mean, he's the best quarterback out of that 2022 class. I think, yeah, 2022 class. I mean, he's looking like the best quarterback out of that, and he was drafted in the 4th round. Tom Brady, 7th round. I mean, you could find gems in later rounds in a draft. I mean, look at Bryce Young, 1st overall. I mean, he's looking like a bust, and CJ Stroud's looking like he should have been the 1st overall pick. I'm not going to call Bryce Young a bust already, but I'm saying that there's picks in the later. Like Will Levy's on Tennessee. He's playing great. He's picked in the 3rd round. You can find a QB late in the round, in a later round. I don't think that we need to take Caleb Williams or any other QB with our first pick. Like I said, I wouldn't mind Drake May, but wide receiver, offensive tackle is what I would do personally. I think Xavier McKinney might be gone this offseason. I mean, I don't know what happened to him. I really don't know what happened to him. I mean, I'm a proud owner of a Xavier McKinney jersey, throwback jersey. I thought the man was the future last year and the year before, but I don't know what happened to him. I feel like ever since he got into that ATV crash and broke his hand, he just has not been the same player. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, Jason Pinnock's balling back there. I mean, do we even need him? I don't know. We'll find out. What I think the Giants should do is build around the stars, young stars, and the stars of the team. I can name you about 10 players off the top of my head that can be on the team next season that we should keep. That being Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Deonte Banks, Saquon Barkley, Andrew Thomas, John Michael Schmitz, Jalen Hyatt, Bobby Okereke, Micah McFadden. You know, that's 9. I'm gonna throw in Cordell Flott too. I might be missing some off the. I'm just naming off the top of my head right now. I really like Cordell Flott. That's another topic though, but you know he does give up some yards. But I mean, that's granted for a younger cornerback, and he's been playing well in my opinion. Not great, but pretty good. I mean, I hated that pick against the Cowboys. That led to nothing, of course, because it's a Giants offense. But you know, building around the young stars is just what's desperately needed. Wan'Dale Robinson, excuse me. That's who I forgot to add. That's who the Giants need to start building around. About 10, 11 people should be on the team next season. The rest can go. Resign Saquon Barkley. I've been preaching that this man is our Lord and Savior, and he is. The Giants' offense is garbage. Even when he's playing, it's god fucking awful when he's not. I mean, he the things he does behind that O-line and he puts us in position to score points if we can. I mean, we have to re-sign him. I mean, re-sign Saquon Barkley. There's nothing else I could say to that. I mean, 9-7-1 last year with so much hope. Now we're 2-8 with no light in sight. I mean, it's disgusting. Like I said, man, I don't know how many more weeks I can watch this, but I love the Giants, man. I'm always gonna watch them. O-line, I talked about that. That needs to be fixed desperately. That's why I'm saying we need to take an offensive lineman for his first pick. I'm gonna Google it really quick of who. I think it's Olu Fashanu, I definitely butchered that name, but he's Penn State tackle right now, and he's looking like the best tackle in the draft. I mean, we had that. We thought we had that in Evan Neal, and he's not panning out. But maybe he's better than him. 6'6", 317 pounds, big man. Maybe this is who we pick instead of a QB or receiver. But if the Giants are that high, I say we take Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, he looks like a generational talent at wide receiver. I mean, of course, there's going to be no one to throw him the ball, but that's when you pick a QB in the second round, a sleeper QB, in my opinion. Again, that's a unpopular narrative that I have. I mean, Caleb Williams could come here and ball. Drake May could come here and ball, and I'll be so happy with that. But I'm just saying what I will personally do. Again, it could be completely wrong, but there's no way to find out. Last topic. You know, I see how our defense puts up gets scored on so much, but our defense is good. It sounds stupid saying that, but our offense is just so bad that it puts the defense in horrible positions to try and make up for the offensive mistakes. You can't always make up for the mistakes your offense makes. I mean, your offense has to go out there and score you points. And I mean, they're coming out 4 snaps and no rest. It makes the defense bad, worse than it is. I mean, it seems like we finally have a linebacker core. I mean, when the Giants finally fix something else, it seems like everything else goes fucking wrong. I don't know. Anyways, that was kind of all I had to say. Again, agree or disagree. I'm just here to spew what I think. Appreciate y'all.